I think it's very
Welcome.
important for everybody to realize, whether you are a guest looking at this for the first time tonight, or whether you're an existing forever business owner, that we are very privileged to have a few simple tools that we use every single day to build our business. And certainly for me, when I first looked at Forever Living, my background was in farming. I was a mum. I had a great way of life, but I was working too hard for somebody else, and I was never, ever making the kind of money that I wanted or needed in order to live a free life. And I think you'll agree with me, for all of us, it's about having a life where we are free, where we're in control, where we choose the time that we work, where we choose the people that we work with, where we choose the venue that we work from. We're all looking for that flexibility and that freedom. So when I first started with Forever, it was very important for me that this company ticked all the boxes that would allow me to have that complete flexibility. And what I'm sharing with you tonight is what we call our opportunity meeting. And this is something we can do online, we can do on a one-to-one, we can do in a small group, we can do in a big group. The flexibility of it is quite remarkable. And certainly when I first joined Forever, over 20, nearly 30 years ago now, these presentations were done over a cup of coffee or in a small meeting room. And that's how we grew our business. And, you know, the information on Forever and the potential that we share with you pretty much has stayed the same over all these years. And that's what I love about Forever. You know, it's a quiet constant in a very hectic, strange world that we live in today. So what I want to do is share with you this overview of an opportunity. I want to talk a little bit about the company. I want to talk a little bit about the challenges that we're all facing today, not just in the UK, but all around the globe. We live in a very different world today than the world we lived in just maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I want to talk to you about the income opportunities. I want to talk to you a little bit about the product that underpins the income. And then I want to maybe get you thinking about why Forever is potentially your vehicle. Because at the end of the day, we need to see this as our vehicle to be able to achieve the things that are important in our lives as of this moment. So 2 types of people on the call tonight: those who are existing FBOs and those who have come to join us who are maybe taking a first look. If you're an existing FBO, take lots of notes and really understand how I share this information. If you are a guest, take lots of notes, but write down your questions, because as I share this information with you, it will provoke questions and things that you want to have answered, and you'll be able to get back to the person who invited you tonight and get those questions answered so you can make a decision to come join us. So without any further ado, let me start by saying we live in a changing world. And what I share with you here by way of statistics tonight is not just relevant in the UK, it's relevant all around the world. And I think every single one of you, all of us, recognize that we are living in a world right now that is beyond recognition to the world we lived in before the pandemic. You know, if we look at energy crisis, the energy prices, whether it be gas, electric, oil, fuel for the car, whatever it might be, we've seen increases of up to 95%. And we've seen food prices grow by 10%. We see mortgage rates, certainly here in the UK, escalate, whereby people are having to pay maybe £400, £500, £600, dollars a month more just to keep their mortgage maintained. But what's happened is disposable income has dropped. And unfortunately, if prices in this world that we live in are escalating, but our salary and our disposable income is dropping, then that means that we're all financially challenged. And if we're financially challenged, it means that we need to find something that we can start quickly, learn as we begin to grow and develop, and quickly make up the deficit of where we are and where we need to be so we don't have any financial worries. And this is all about taking care of financial worry, because once we've done that, then we can build our incomes to where we can become financially free. And I think all of you will agree that it's about making sure that we're doing okay right now, but it's about putting 3 to 5 years in place so we can become financially free and enjoy a life where we don't have to worry. We don't have to worry about where our money's coming from, because we know that it's coming from forever. Now, we know in the UK that 23 million people in jobs say their income is not enough for a comfortable lifestyle. Now, whichever country you're joining us from tonight, I want you to think about whether the average wage is enough for people to have a comfortable lifestyle without worrying. And the reality is, it probably isn't. You know, 9 million people in the UK are looking and need a second income stream. And 60% of people are looking for flexibility, looking for the ability to find something that they can shrink wrap around their existing commitments and begin to work it side by side. And when the time comes, they can make decisions to spend more time in forever and maybe step away from their job, which is never going to give them financial freedom. And I would imagine that these statistics are very similar in the country that you live in. Now, what are people looking for? Well, I think it's fair to say, obviously, everybody wants money. We all need more money. And certainly when I joined Forever Living, I was a single mum. I was working really hard. And no matter how hard I worked, I only had so many hours in the day for which to make an income. So, you know, there wasn't a possibility in my job to work another 10, 15 hours a week and double my income. It just didn't work like that. So I really needed more income. And initially, you know, I was looking to make an extra £1,000 a month. And I was really interested to find out how I could do that. And I wanted to do it flexibly. I wanted to be able to do it around my existing commitment temporarily, around my children, because they were my reason for doing this business, and then have the opportunity to choose where I put my time going forward, because time is precious and time is limited. We all only have 24 hours in a day. And if we don't look at how we're using that 24 hours, unfortunately, if we waste it, we can never get it back. So for me personally, when I was looking for an opportunity, I wanted something that I could run alongside my existing job and then eventually get to a situation where my flexible business was earning more than my job. And that's exactly what happened in Forever. I think most people want time to enjoy life. They want to spend time with their loved ones, their family, friends, children. They want to be able to do things that they're interested in. They want security, that peace of mind that at the end of every month, they are not going to be financially strapped. And I think, you know, no matter what world we live in, no matter what country we live in, we all of us have the same wants and needs. But very often we just don't know where to go in order to find the right vehicle to give us all of these points that I've just raised with you. Now, we do have options. And when you think about, you know, what are our options to make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month initially, one of our options could be to retrain. And certainly for me, when I first looked at Forever, before I looked at Forever, I thought, well, maybe I could retrain to be a vet. I'd always wanted to be a vet. But when I looked at the veterinary course, it was 7 years. 7 years of hard work, student loans, no time at home with the family, and it just wasn't viable, really. I didn't have the luxury of going back to university. I had 2 small children. I couldn't afford to retrain. And actually, if I retrained, I may earn a bit more money, but I'm still stuck in working 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week in a job. So whilst retraining was a potential option, it wasn't for me. I did look at setting up a traditional business and a franchise, but they require major capital investment. And the challenge is, for most of us, we don't have that kind of capital investment to begin to set up traditional business or a franchise. Now, the challenge with traditional business is we know that within 5 years, 95% of small businesses have gone bust. We know that from a fact, looking at our statistics here in the UK. We also know with a franchise, you're very limited. You're very limited to your region. You're very limited to what you can earn. But even more importantly, with a franchise, if you buy into one, you normally only have a 20-year license, and then you have to give it back to the person you bought it from. And that, to me, is not financial freedom. You know, some people look at maybe e-commerce as a way to make some money, trading online. Oh my goodness, when you hear about the challenges that people face now by trading online with some of the big corporations, again, that is not for me. They're holding back more and more and more and more of your money, which means you work hard, but you maybe have to wait for your money 4, 5, 6 months. Well, that isn't viable. So if we look at all of these options that potentially present themselves as a way to become financially independent, as we begin to sort of peel back the layers, we realize that actually they're quite restrictive and they don't allow ordinary people, which is me and you, the chance to get involved in something and achieve extraordinary results. Now, some people get involved in hospitality, some people get involved in driving and delivering, some people get involved in freelance writing, data entry, picking and packing. But if you get involved in this kind of sector, then actually you're only working for minimum wage. Your minimum wage is £9.50 an hour. And that, in my book, is not enough money. I wanted more. And that's where Forever comes in, because when you look at what Forever has to offer, you realize that this incredible corporation, this incredible company ticks the box for every single person that is looking to be in control of their future, in control of their time, in control of their finances, in control of who they work with, when they work, how they work. This ticks all the boxes. And, you know, I've been with Forever 30 years as of the 24th of this month. And, you know, every time I share this opportunity, it inspires me as much as it did when I first looked. Now, when you're looking at any business, you need to be working with a company that's privately owned. And there's a reason you need to be looking at privately owned companies. And that is because they don't have shareholders. They don't have investors who they have to pay out dividends to at the end of every year. If they're privately owned, they can retain all of the corporate cash and reinvest it into product, into marketing models, and into you, the Forever business owners. So for me, when I was looking for a company, I wanted to be part of a privately owned company. And Forever has been in the hands of one family, and that's the Morn family, ever since it successfully started over 40 years ago. Now, something else that you want to consider when you're looking at an opportunity, is the company I'm looking at cash rich and debt free? Are they completely in control of their finances? And the reality is with Forever Living, they are literally awash with money all around the world. They're a multi-billion-dollar turnover company every single year. And as I said before, because they don't have to pay any investors or shareholders, all the surplus money gets plowed back into the company to reward the Forever business owners, to put into research and development, and to make the opportunity even more exciting with the benefits and the incentives. Now, one of the things I love about Forever, and tonight really sums it up, to be honest, I'm on a call with the amazing African team. And, you know, this team spans many countries all over Africa, into Europe and into North America as well. And when I first looked at Forever, I didn't really appreciate the potential of being able to build multiple income streams. And you can build multiple income streams with Forever Living by being present in the country that you live in, and then reaching out to people that you know all around the world to offer them the same opportunity. So, for example, the first country that I opened in was in Italy, and that was my best friend in Italy, and she said to me one day, "You look happy, you look like you're having fun, you're clearly making money, can I do what you do?" And I said, "I don't know," because I didn't understand the power of building multiple income streams. It's so important in this world that we live in. But I showed her the products when she came from Italy to visit. She loved them. I showed her the marketing model. She loved it. And she took it back to Italy, and we began to work together to speak to her friends, her colleagues, the people that she knew over there. And very quickly, we began to establish business in Italy. Now, what that means is I get paid handsomely in the UK every month, but I then get paid handsomely in Italy every month. Then one of the next countries I opened up in was Nigeria, and we've helped thousands of people in Nigeria. That's another income stream. From Nigeria, it's gone into Zambia, Zimbabwe, South Africa. It's gone into Namibia. It's gone up. It's gone all over Africa. From there, it's gone into the UK, into Europe, into Africa. And all of these little micro businesses open up multiple income streams to you, which means you don't get one paycheck a month, but you can get 2, 3, 4, 5. I get 40 paychecks every single month. Now, some of them are huge, and some of them are just a few $100s. But every month, multiple income streams. And what that does, it gives huge security to you and your family. And I don't know, I've never seen another company that offers the chance for you to build a business working locally, but networking globally, just from the power of your mobile phone and a laptop. And that's what I love about Forever. It's not location dependent. You can work anywhere you want to work as long as you can get online. So the global success of Forever has been really very incredible. You know, to see this company that was an idea of one man over 40 years ago, to go on to be in over 60 countries around the world, to be highly successful for over 40 years. People say, what has been our key to success? And actually, the key to success has been the simplicity of what we do. And sometimes people confuse simplicity with not being able to make money. But actually, it's the other way around. It's because it's so simple, it allows people very quickly to make money and scale the ability to make money. So we have 2 or 3 different profit margins. The first one is showing the products to our potential customers. Now, it's really important that we build an incredible customer base, because obviously customers are the lifeblood of our business. And every single day, I actually share the potential of the products with people. I never miss an opportunity to talk about them, to share the benefits, to get people to try them, to make sure I look after them so they become a repeat customer. And in doing so, you can make a very, very healthy retail profit. Now, it's really interesting because we supply products directly to our consumer. So we buy at wholesale from Forever, and we supply directly to our consumer at retail. Now, that means we cut out all the middlemen that is traditionally associated with traditional business. I mean, if you think about traditional business, you have a product, you have a manufacturer, and they go through a whole line of distribution before it gets to the consumer, and all the people in the middle are taking all their cut. There's very little left for the person who's actually selling the product. With us in Forever, we are highly rewarded because there is no middleman. We are highly rewarded to buy at wholesale, sell at retail, and make a healthy profit. Now, you make a healthy profit by looking after your customer, taking great care of them, and making sure they come back time and time and time again for repeat orders. And literally, I've got customers today that have been buying off me for 15, 20 years because I look after them, give them a little bit of discount now and again, give them a free product now and again. They come back to me time and time and time again. Now, the other side of the business is showing the potential of the marketing model. Is asking somebody, are they open to making an extra $1,000 a month? And if they are, sitting down and showing them the profit margins. And once you show someone the profit margins and show them the simplicity of the business, if they come join us, as we begin to coach them, the company reward us with a coaching bonus on the turnover of the teams that we develop. Now, the team will always earn the most because it's their business, but the company rewarding us for teaching them. So it's a win-win. So the more people you teach to be successful, the bigger your business grows. Now, if you combine the power of sharing a product and sharing a business and bringing them together under the umbrella of this incredible company, then you have a recipe for success. And that's why we've been so successful all around the world in so many countries with the people that see the potential of forever. So let's take a little look at the first area of income. And this is what we call extra income. You know, this is where we chat to people who are looking to make an extra £200 to £400, dollars, whatever, per month. And there are many, many people that you speak to for whom this is very, very important. Certainly when I first looked at the business all those years ago, I desperately needed £400 a month. And if you think about it now, £400 a month makes the difference of being able to pay the water, the electric, the phone, the gas, being able to maybe spoil the kids a bit at Christmas and birthdays and holidays, maybe being able to take the children and family out for a meal and not have to worry about things. So we begin to develop a regular customer base for what I call the simple things in life, just living, just paying the bills, looking after the kids, having a few nice things and not having to worry. But if we look at where these customers are coming from, you know, people say to me, well, I hear you, I want to build that kind of income, but where do I find my customers? Well, my friends, our customers are all around us. And one of the products that I keep with me at all times is this Forever Aloe Propolis Cream. I always have this in my bag, in the car, everywhere with me. Because when I talk to people about product and I talk to people about the power, I get this one out and say, this one product got me involved in Forever. This one product took me from a single mum with no money to being a multimillionaire. And if it can do it for me, it can do it for you. And I flip open the lid and I ask them to try it. And they rub it on and they smell it, they feel it, they hold the tube and they have a relationship with that product. And I share my story of how that product made such a massive difference for my youngest son when he was really struggling with some health issues. And so I'm able to share my passion, my love of the products with my friends and family. And these are the first people you reach out to. Because if you find something that you genuinely believe in, you will want to share it with those that you care about. And that's the mindset you've got to have. If you find something you believe in, you want to share it with those people you care about. Now, you know, very often I would drop the kids off at school and have a chat quickly at the school gates. Now, I never went to the office because I didn't have an office, but if I went to the stables, I would talk to the people working with the horses. I would talk to my friends who I would see at the farmers market. I would talk to my friends who I would see when we were out riding. So I was always talking about the product. Occasionally I'd go to the gym and I might take some of the other products with me. It could be that you reach out to your social media contacts and start asking them some questions which will encourage them to look at your product. But one of the most powerful ways to engage with people is within your local community. It's one of the most powerful ways in your town, in your village, in your street, in your block of flats. These are the people that are right on your doorstep, the ones that you stop and have a chat with, the ones that you can look after quickly. It's so important, especially in this world we live in, where people have withdrawn into their homes, behind their computers. They don't talk to anybody. What we're finding is in Forever now, that those people that will engage are getting the best results. And I'll give you an example. This morning I met with one of my senior leaders in the business, and last night she did a home product launch. In other words, she went into somebody's home, she took a few products with her, it was all very social. It was a soft drink, a glass of wine, a cup of tea or coffee, 12 ladies turned up. They had a huge amount of fun. And in 1 hour, she sold over £800 worth of product. And it was so much fun. It was social. It was people interacting. It was sharing stories, which means that the FBO earned nearly £300 profit. Now, where else do you know for 1 hour's work can you earn £300 profit? I don't know many places you can do that and have fun doing it. We've got another guy in our business called Andy. Andy used to work in the hospitality industry. He goes and has a chat with people in the gym. He gets a few people together for a cup of coffee and regularly markets £200 to £300 worth of product. You know, and in just half an hour, he can make 60, 70, £80 profit just by chatting with people, just by engaging, just by asking questions. So that £200 to £400 a month can be made very, very quickly, maybe in just 2 or 3 evenings work a month. Now, we need to think about that. Because if you went to your boss and said, hey, boss, if I work an extra 3 to 6 hours a month, will you give me an extra £200 to £400 income? I know what your boss would say. It wouldn't be very polite, but he'd probably say, go away. So think about this. Think about the flexibility of what we do. Now, the next area of income is what we call part-time. And part-time income is where you're committing a bit more time to running your business. You're committing a bit more time because you're not just now marketing the product, you're beginning to share the opportunity. And this is where you develop a small team of people. This is where you've got a few business people join you, and together you're learning and growing and focusing on a few activities every day, every week, every month. And those activities are: use the product, share the opportunity, bring people into your team and teach them to do exactly the same. Use the product, share the opportunity, bring those people into your team and teach them to do exactly the same. That's all I've done for 30 years and I'm a multimillionaire. Now, I don't say that to impress you, but to impress upon you. Focus on some key things daily and your life will be unrecognizable. Now, part-time income, £400 to £800 a month. This is where you're beginning to develop a team. And this appeals to people who maybe want to remodel the house, maybe remortgage, maybe take the kids to Disney. Maybe they're a bit more ambitious. They're wanting to be able to scale their business. And these people are looking to share the opportunity. And in sharing the opportunity, as they grow their team, expand their team, they're going to be looking at replacement incomes. Now, this was what I wanted to achieve when I first started in Forever. I wanted to replace my full-time income. Now, when I joined Forever, my full-time income was £1,500 per month. And I worked hard for that in my job. So the ability to work towards 3,000 a month was sweet. It was very inspirational. It was very motivational. And I looked around at the people that were already achieving it. And I thought, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it. And so I went to work. Okay, I went to work. And it took me 7 months part-time to replace my full-time income. Now, if I can do it, you can do it, because all I did was use the product, share the opportunity, recruit people into my team and help them achieve their income need. That was it. Those are the things I want you to focus on. That's what we get paid for. And you need to keep it simple, guys, because if you overcomplicate and overwhelm, it'll take you too long to make this kind of money. How many of you on this call tonight would value, by the end of this year, beginning of next year, making an extra £3,000 per month? And I would imagine that everybody right now is putting up their hands. I'll take a picture of that. Brilliant. Everybody is putting up their hands. So where do we find people from to join our team? It's all very well about talking about these kinds of money, but who is looking for that replacement income, that £3,000 a month? Well, in my experience, and I talk to a lot of people, over the years, I've spoken to a lot of people. It's people that are looking for a change of direction. They may be sick and tired of being sick and tired and broke. They maybe look at their lives and think, you know what, I can't stand another 5, 10, 15, 20 years of this. I can't stand the commute to work anymore. I can't stand somebody telling me what to do. I can't stand sitting in this office with no ventilation and no view anymore. I need something different. These are the kinds of people we're looking for. They're disturbed and they're disturbable. In other words, they're open to listening. We're looking for people who need a second income. Now, I already spoke about those people right at the beginning of the presentation. They're not making enough money to cover their bills and they're worried. We're looking for people who want a second income. We're looking for people who want more control of their lives. And nowadays, especially the younger generation, there's a younger generation joining Forever right now in their early 20s, mid-20s, who've seen their parents work. They've seen their parents slog all their lives and they go, I don't want that. I want to find a job, a business where I can be in control, where I can work when I want to work, with whom I want to work, where I can be anywhere in the world I want to work, and where I can scale. In other words, there's no limit to where I can take myself if I'm prepared to work. These are the people that we want to find. And let me tell you right now, there's a lot of hungry youngsters coming out of university with great degrees, with a great work ethic, but nowhere to go. We need to bring them into Forever and show them exactly what they can achieve. Because my goodness, when I look at some of the youngsters right now in Europe, in India, in the Middle East, these guys are ripping up the tarmac. They are making obscene amounts of money. And all they do is use the product, share the business, create the excitement as to what the business gives them, recruit people into their team and teach them to do the same. That's what they're doing. And that's the beauty about Forever. Whether you're 18 or 80, there's a place for every single person in the business. So really, everybody we know is a potential for the product or the opportunity. And if it's not for them, ask for a referral. Very simple. Now, financial independence is a natural progression from replacing your full-time income. And financial independence is where you can make 3,000 to 20,000 a month plus. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When I first saw 20,000 a month, I have to say I was a little bit skeptical. Healthily skeptical, because I don't believe in being any other way. Never be negative, because negativity will close the door of opportunity to you. Always be open-minded, and if something presents itself where you go, wow, that's amazing, this is where you need to ask your questions. So when I saw this 20,000 a month, I thought, oh, I'd love that. But is it possible? Can it be done? So rather than saying no, I went to seek the answer to the question, can it be done? And I realized it could be done because I met people who were achieving that kind of money. And I realized this, it wasn't a get rich quick. It wasn't going to be instant overnight. It was going to require 3 years of focus. 3 years of hard work, 3 years of the blinkers on, 3 years of no excuses, 3 years of no blame, 3 years of not looking for the easy route, 3 years of learning what you need to learn and implementing it to set yourself free. And I thought to myself, if they can do it, I can do it. If they can do it, I can do it. So I went to work and I learned what to do and I implemented it every single day. No excuses. No procrastination. I went to work with blinkers on. And by the end of 3 years, I can tell you that I was earning that kind of money per month. Within 5 years, we were earning double that. Within 7 years, we never, ever, ever had to work again. Now, I want you to compare that to your current job, because that's what I did. You see, I'd worked hard in my career for 18 years. I'd given my time. I'd given up my family time, my children's time, birthdays. I'd given up everything to work for my boss. Many of you will relate to this. And at the end of 18 years of working hard, I was broke. And many of you right now can relate to that if you're in a job. Think about it. These are the things you've got to think about when you're looking for change. Now, I want you to think about that 18 years in the job, I was broke. Debt, no freedom, slog. 3 years in forever, by working incredibly hard, was making this kind of money. 5 years doubled, 7 years never had to work again. Now let's compare that. 18 years broke, 7 years millionaire. And all I did was use the product, share the opportunity, recruit people into my team, identify their income needs, and show them how to do it. That's it. And if you do anything else, you're overcomplicating it. So I want you to think about what matters most in your life right now. Where do you see yourselves in the next 3, 4, 5 years? And if you haven't even thought about that, now's the time to think about it, because the clock is ticking. And time is the only thing, the only commodity we can't buy more of, and we can't get back what we waste. So I need you to think about what the next 3 to 5 years has to look like in order for you to be happy. Because at the end of the day, it's about happiness. And often we find happiness in the small things, the joy of being with friends, family, travel, experiences, no stress, no worry, knowing that financially we're covered. I tell you something, I've had money and I've been broke, and I know which one I would work for any week of the day, any week of the month. Forever doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop with an incredible marketing opportunity. They also have an incredible incentive program. And this is where I said you need to work with a privately owned company, because at the end of every year, they have a lot of money they can reinvest back into the opportunity. And what they do is they invest back in a car program, a travel program, and a share of the company's profits. So when you and your team do a certain turnover, you'll get a lump sum of money every single month, ranging from £3 to over £550 per month to buy the car of your choice. It took me 8 months to put a brand new Mercedes on the drive. I'd never had a new Mercedes in my life. And I remember when it was delivered, I was so overwhelmed with this new Mercedes. I just sat in it and didn't drive it for 2 days. I luxuriated in the smell of a new car, the electric windows, the 10-speaker Bose sound system, the heated seats, the leather seats. Oh, it was amazing. My car before that was a beaten up old farm vehicle held together with bits of string and sheepdogs in the back. So you can imagine it was a big contrast. Travel, for those of you that like travel, there's not 1 but 2 travel opportunities each year for you to participate in. There's one coming up in October, which is to Thailand, and you get 4 days, 3 days or 4 days of fully immersive forever experience. That is trainings, launch of new products, launch of new incentives, parties, mixing with the top people, mixing with the owners, and generally having a very good time. And that's all paid for. And then in March, April, May time, they have what they call the global event. And the global event next year is in India. This year just gone, it was in Bali. And this is where you get anywhere from 6 to 8 days, all expenses, your air flights, your hotels, money towards your food. You get up to $12,500 spending money, and it is a life-changing event. You don't only get 1 ticket, you get to take somebody with you as well, all paid for by Forever. This is the company investing in you. And then at the end of the year, if you built a certain structure of business, you can participate in what we call chairman's bonus. And chairman's bonus is where a percentage of the company's turnover goes into a pot, and they share that out between qualifying FBOs. And to put that into context, In Bali, just gone, there was over 24 million paid out in one night to over 700 people. And the checks varied from $4,000 or $5,000 for a first timer up to over $1 million for those who have been in the business longer and developed more leaders. So imagine earning that 20, 30, 40,000 a month. And then at the end of the year, picking up an end of year bonus of maybe 100, 200, $250,000, $500,000, $750,000. Just think about that. Can you do that in a job? No, you can't. And these incentives are open to anybody who's prepared to say, hey, teach me, and then have a good work ethic, because it's work ethic that underpins all of this. So I've told you a bit about the money. The money is only as good as the products, and if the products don't work, nothing works. And I have to say, we are world leading in health and wellness products, and primarily we're the world's largest grower and producer of aloe vera and aloe vera products. Now, I didn't know much about aloe when I first joined Forever, but after using the products initially and having quite unbelievable results with them, I realized I got my hands on something very special. And Forever stands alone, not only in the aloe market, but in the health and wellness market, because we're fully vertically integrated, which means we grow our own raw product. It's hand planted, hand harvested, naturally grown, no fertilizers, sprays, nothing nasty. And when it's grown, top right, you'll see they extract the inner aloe gel, because that's all the goodness. And once that's been extracted, very quickly it's stabilized. And once it's been stabilized, to retain the nutrition, it goes into our products, and they're then tested. And once they've been tested, they're packaged, and they go out around the world for consumers and FBOs. I don't know if you're aware of the benefits of aloe. I certainly wasn't when I first started, but it's an amazing immune function support product. And I drink literally half a litre of aloe a day. It's phenomenal for your skin, your hair, your nails. It's amazing for gut health. And we now know scientifically that your immune system, all of your inherent health comes from your gut. If your gut is not right, nothing's right. And the beauty about aloe, it really does aid perfect gut balance. And that in turn promotes health and well-being. We all feel really, really well. So our products, I'm not going to go into too much information tonight. You can get back together with the person that introduced you to Look at Forever, sit down and go through them. But we've got phenomenal nutritional products. These are products that you can take on a daily basis to help with all sorts of things, from, you know, eye health, immune system health. You've got products for cholesterol, you've got sports products, you've got heart products, you've got all sorts of supplements that maintain and enhance your nutritional internal balance. And we live in a polluted environment, and very often our food is polluted. So therefore we need to supplement to make sure that internally we're working in harmony. We've got award-winning skincare products and daily care products. And just last week, our biggest product, which is our aloe vera gel drinks, these are our top-selling products around the world, came second in a worldwide program looking at the most nutritional natural product taken internally. And you know, that is a huge accolade when you think about it. And one of the things that we do with our products is we combine the best of nature with cutting-edge science. So two of our latest products are marine collagen to help with collagen in the body, whether it be with the elastin in our face, in our joints, in our cartilage, right the way for the DX4, which is a body balancing product to help kickstart the metabolism, cleanse the liver, and put you into tip-top health internally, and help you shed a few pounds as well. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these bullet points, but every sector that we have products for is increasing globally, every sector. And that means that we are well poised to supply the demands in the marketplace. We don't have to create the market's already there. People want to live longer, they want to be healthy, and they want to use products where they know what the journey of the product's been. They want sustainable products. They want products where they can touch them, they can feel them, they know where they come from, and they know the company is in control of them. And that really does enable us to supply the demand that's out there around the world. So you've heard a bit about the company, you've heard a bit about the marketing potential, the money, you've heard a bit about the products. How do we get started? And I remember asking this question all those years ago. I was so excited when I heard what you're hearing tonight. I just could not wait to get started. So I said to my friend who had come to me, shared a business, said, Chris, what do I do now? I love it. I don't understand it all, but I love it. My gut feels good. My gut instinct is telling me to get involved. Tell me what to do. And this is the way that we start the majority of people around the world. Forever have put together what we call a Start Your Journey pack, which is, you see my cursor, it's this box here. And this Start Your Journey pack, its pack is slightly different in each country, but the core principles behind it are all the same. I mean, obviously every country is slightly different in the content, but nevertheless, the Start Your Journey pack is the pack that we all start with. In the UK, it's £199. Now, I will tell you right now, we have a smaller pack in the UK than most other countries. Nothing to do with Forever. It's our governing body. It's our politicians, our government in the UK say that if you're getting involved in a business, you have to be restricted to buying a box that's under £200 in the first 7 days. It's very frustrating because we want the bigger box that you all have access to around the world, but we just can't have it because our government is so old-fashioned. However, it doesn't stop us getting involved. In this box, we have a selection of products duplicated. These products allow us to try them and then sell the duplicates really, really quickly, and it allows us to get a return on our investment in days. And that's what we want. We want a return on our investment and we want to be in pure profit. Now, not only do you get the products in the box, you get a global business building license, allowing you to immediately start reaching out globally to build your business. Now, remember, I did share with you the benefits of that back at the beginning. Begin to think about all the people you know around the world, because the minute you register with the company, you get a unique number, and that unique number is your license to trade locally and globally. That's incredible. You get a blueprint for success. You haven't got to develop the system. You haven't got to develop the process. It's there for you to plug into. And it's simple. You have a personal business coach and mentor. This is somebody who's invited you to look at the business. They are there to help you, to guide you. They're not there to do it for you, but they're there to guide you on your journey. You get your own web store. Now that in itself is worth thousands, but in Forever, you can sell your products online in participating countries, locally and around the world. That's incredible. All of that's been set up for you. You get a supportive community and you get the most amazing online and printed materials that you can use on your social platforms and also to physically give to somebody. So if you think about all the peripherals of joining a business, Forever give it you when you register with them. And you can register with Forever for a couple of $100, $300, $400, you choose which level you want to get involved at. And from that initial investment, you can begin to build a business where your return within days, within weeks is significant. Think of the benefits that I've shared with you. Now, I'm going to bring this to a conclusion now because I've been speaking long enough to you. You're all probably fed up of my voice, but you can probably tell that I'm very inspired. And, even after being in the business for so long, this opportunity never, ever fails to get me excited. And I hope that you're feeling the same way. Whether you're an existing FBO or somebody is brand new in the business or just looking at it for the first time, I hope that you are inspired, engaged as to the potential of the next 3 to 5 years, of the potential of being able to create something that is valuable for you and your family. But people say to me, Jane, I hear everything that you said, but what is it that takes someone to achieve their goal? How can people become successful? And I say, it's knowing your why. It's knowing what's important to you. It's knowing what matters most. And when you know what matters most, that is the key to your success. Now, for me, when I joined Forever, I'm going to make no qualms about it. I had two very big goals. My first one was I needed money and I wanted financial independence. And the second one was I needed to put my kids in private education. Now, all of you probably know private education costs a lot of money. And there was no way I could ever do that in a job. No way, not two of them. I was so driven by school fees. I joined on the 24th of August, 1993. And by the 3rd of September, 1994, both of my boys were in top public schools, private schools here in the UK. That was my driving factor. Now, yours could be different. Yours could be you want to have flexible working hours. It could be that you want a new house. It could be you want to travel. It could be that you're looking for balance. It could be that you want to be debt-free. I mean, goodness, a lot of people want that now. It could be that you just need some extra income. It could be you're sick and tired of doing the same old thing and you want something different that's going to allow you to shine and grow and excel. It could be you're looking to build a legacy, because the beauty about Forever is you can build an income for today, for this lifetime, and you can build a business for your children and your grandchildren and their children. That becomes a legacy income. But whatever it is you're looking for, it needs to be heartfelt. It needs to be something that lights a fire in your belly. It needs to be all-consuming. It needs to be so important that the very thought of not achieving it fills you with horror. You see, when you've got that dream, that desire, then you need a vehicle, and the vehicle's Forever. And if you can bring your dream to the Forever opportunity and link them together, then I promise you, in the next 3 to 5 years, your life is going to change beyond all recognition, because now you could not be joining this company in a better time. So this opportunity provides the most incredible journey for all of you, But I will say that for some people, they overthink things. For some people, they want to cross all the T's and dot all the I's and try and become an expert in aloe, an expert in our industry, an expert in this, an expert in that. Don't do that. If you're feeling tonight like I was feeling when I first looked, I had this vision, this fire in my belly, where for the first time in 18 years, someone had shown me how I could be financially free, how I could educate my kids. I didn't understand aloe. I didn't understand network marketing. I had no idea about the marketing model. I had no idea about any of it. But I tell you something, I wanted it, and I wanted it all. And that's the difference between success and failure. You've got to want it. And if you want it, you'll learn on the way. You're very fortunate to be in one of the top teams in the world at Forever. And if you want it bad enough, you will learn on the way. And that, my friends, is the beauty about this business. You earn as you learn, and you learn and you learn as you earn. And that is the beauty about what we do. So I hope that you're as excited tonight as I was when I first looked at the business all those years ago, and indeed still am. I hope you don't sleep a wink tonight because you're thinking about the potential. But the most important thing is, if you're looking for the first time, get back to the person who invited you to look tonight, get your questions answered, get registered, get yourselves onto a fast start training, which we hold every single week, learn the basics of the business and begin to make money. Yeah, because that, in my humble opinion, is the way we start in Forever. So I won't say good luck, but I will say great success to each and every one of you. Let's go and change the world, one person at a time, one product at a time, one leader at a time. Let's make a difference, because when we help enough other people get what they want, everything comes to us. So thanks very much for inviting me on tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the presentation.